Greetings from Porto, Portugal, where the Douro River meets the Atlantic. That's happening right behind me. The other day I was at this bar at the top of Porto. It's like an outdoor park, and there's a little bar in the middle of it, and there are all these olive trees around it. And there's little cushions and tables underneath it. And I found a little table, and I had 2 glasses of rosé, and I just was writing, and I hit the sweet spot. And all of this information just started coming through, and it's like the most enlivening thing for me. I think probably for any artist, when you just hit that sweet spot and you disappear and you just become the open channel. And I was thinking a lot about, who I was as a writer and artist, and I think of the artist within the context of the hero's journey very often, because in Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, the hero's journey is the story that transcends time, culture, religion, etc. There's in like Star Wars is the ultimate hero's journey. There are these challenges. There's a calling from the ordinary world to the extraordinary world. There are all these challenges and initiations and guides and adversaries along the way, and once you defeat the dragon, we'll say you return to the regular world to bring the information that you garnered. So I was thinking about who I was as an artist and a writer 12 years ago, and I was actually coming into this trip. I realized I was thinking of myself in that light and as that person. And I mean, obviously I'm a very different person, but I was like, well, what is the differences? Well, I think at that phase of sort of the artist or the writer or myself, when I took off on a one-way ticket to Southeast Asia, I didn't realize this, I'm putting language to it now, but it was about extraction and consumption. The extraction was, I was going to extract everything I possibly could from the scene and the present moment. I had, 2 or 3 notebooks on me at all times. It was like, my notebook was like my sidearm. And I'd be on a train, I'd be at a restaurant, or whatever, and I'd just be like writing down everything that's coming in through my senses. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, conversations, smells, tastes, etc. But there was also this consumption part, which was the seeker, and it was this sort of hard-charging character that was trying to fill a hole. And I called that in that book, the Soliloquy, that book being A Curious Year in the Great Vivarium Experiment. And I was thinking about that that filling, and the filling was the verb. What I'm moving towards, or what I'd like to move towards, is fulfillment, and that's the emotion. So the state of being you want is to be full. So the verb, the doing, to the emotion, to the state of being. I suppose there's some creation in that. And as I was thinking about myself as an artist, I was also thinking about my legacy. And believe it or not, I've thought about that since I was like 17, which is probably why I make a lot of the choices I've made, because I've always thought of my life as a movie or something like that. It again, something to extract content from, to create. But, what is a legacy? A legacy is a body of work that you leave behind for future generations. And, what I realized is I don't really get the same kick from solo travel that I used to. I guess because like an example was like the other night I was sitting at this bar and there were these two cute girls behind me, and I was like, I don't really feel like it. I would have liked some company, and but I was happier in contemplation. So I the legacy, I think, is a different phase of the artist. So it's really buckling down and creating, and I'm at a point where I have a lot of, I'm everywhere and I'm nowhere. I have a lot of interesting opportunities, but I'm still in the grind of it, and but I like the grind. I like working. I like waking up and writing every day. If I don't have that project to focus on, I feel kind of unmoored, and I've been in this holding pattern for months, and waiting on things, and some kind of creating projects for myself to get organized around. But yeah, I don't know, that was just some of the, I guess, the most shocked, that was like the most surprising thing for me on this trip so far, is like, I'm very happy to leave that person and that character in the past, and I'm looking forward to the next phase, which is, it's teaching, it's creating, it's I guess, yeah, I I was thinking about this was something else that came in, mildly obsessed with Joseph Campbell, and the calling. I was thinking of the calling as the period of time. The calling is a period of time that exists between hearing the whisper and starting the mission. And in that period is an information gathering period. Now, the mission, which is the fulfillment of the calling, I would say when the hero returns, it's the sharing of this new information. And I was I don't want to go there. It'll open too many can of worms. I'll save that for the extra video, but maybe I'll get to it another time. Anyway, be well, folks. Have a good day. Thanks for sticking around if you did. Until next time.